Good morning, dear students. It's time for the session of class 8 civics chapter number 2, understanding secularism. We will try to understand what is the meaning of secularism. As we know from the very beginning, India is considered to be a secular state. Mind you, in terms of political science or in terms of civics, the word state is being used as country. India is a secular state. That means India is a secular country. Okay. Meaning of secularism: the country, the state which does not make any difference, which does not discriminate between the religions of a country. If you are Hindu, Muslim, Sikh or Christian, you will be given equal rights as per the constitution. Okay, so let's begin our chapter, understanding secularism. Okay, here comes the glossary or the terms, important terms of this chapter. Okay, now the first term is coercion. What is the meaning of coercion? The word coercion, to force someone to do something, right? To force someone to do something. That means forcefully making someone to do the action, to do something. Okay? Coercion. He made me to act by coerced force. Or he made me to do it by coercion. That means not by my will, forcefully he has made to done this. Okay, so to force someone to do something is coercion, right? Another term is freedom to interpret. The freedom to interpret, that means the independence that all persons shall have to understand things in their own way. In other words, we can say that person's freedom or person's liberty to develop their own understanding. Give the freedom to a person to understand the things in their own way. Okay, clear? That means freedom to interpret means the independence given to a person, independence to the person, which make them to understand the things in their own way. Okay, let them give the time, let them give the freedom to understand the things in their own way, in their own ideas, in their own condition. Okay, that means person's liberty. Liberty means freedom. So person's liberty, person's freedom to develop their own understanding, right? Their own understanding, their own thinking. Okay, this is the meaning of freedom to interpret. Now, what is the meaning of intervene? I have intervened in this manner. I am not going to intervene. What is the meaning of intervene? Yes, to come with an effect, right? In between, to come in between. Okay, so states' effort, countries' effort to influence a particular matter, to affect a particular matter. That means it's an effort to influence, the effort to affect a particular matter in accordance with principles of the constitution. Because we are reading civics, so in terms of civics it has dealt that as per the constitution, as per the principle of constitution, if a country affects in particular matter, comes in between to deal with the matter, it is the meaning of intervene. Clear? So state's effort to influence in particular matter. Okay, as per the accordance with principles of constitution or whatever the thing says, right? Now coming over to the chapter, understanding secularism. The word secularism means a state, a country does It cannot make any discrimination, it cannot make any difference in terms of religion. As far as religion is concerned, a country, a state does not make any difference. If you are a Hindu, you will be given an equal right as Muslims were given. If you are a Christian, you will be given an equal right as per the Hindus, Muslims or other religion, right? You will be given equal right as per the constitution. Have you heard government telling that only Hindus will get 2 kgs of rice, only Hindu poor family will get 2 kgs of rice, not the Muslim or Sikh family? No. Just because our country, our state never makes any discrimination when it comes to constitution. Okay? So secularism means a state does not discriminate between religion. Okay? It does not make any difference in religion. If you are a Hindu, if you have murdered a person and 20 years jail is being rewarded to you, if another person who is a Muslim has murdered a person, he will also be given 20 years of jail. Right? So it does not make any difference as far as religion is concerned. Okay, clear? Now question, inside the book, in the text, the chapter starts with the secularism, and after that a heading is given. Why is it important to separate religion from the state power? Here comes, in fact, in book it is written state only, not power. In order to elaborate it, in order to give you a clear idea, I have written powers. Why is it important? Why it is necessary to separate religion from power? Why to separate religion and state power? There lies a question, right? It means why the constitution separate the religion from the state power. That means the power is not given to one religion, it is given equally to all the religion. Clear? It is important for a country to function democratically. First thing is, in order to function democratically, every religion should be given equal rights. Every religion will be given same rights, right? Almost all countries have more than one religious group. Okay, it will be one. Almost all countries have more than one religious group living in them, right? So every country, if we take the example of any country in the world, every country has more than one religious group, right? Yes, it has more than one religious group living in them. Correct? It's correct only. If majority religious group, now if the majority religious group, suppose if the number of Muslims will be more, it is a major community, and if the majority religious group has access to state power, that means if power is given to Muslims, it may happen that they can make the Hindus, Jain, Parsis to make flee away from the country, isn't it? So they can misuse their power, right? So if majority religious group has access to state power, then they misuse their power. There lies the answer. Why it is separating religion from the state power, from the state? Just to avoid the misuse of power by this majority religion. Okay? I have elaborated it by means of giving a diagram. Right now, the power is being given, or rights are being given to everybody: Hindus, Muslims, Parsis, Sikh, Christians, Jain, everybody. Right? Now, if the power is given to only Hindus, no power is given to Muslim, Parsi, Sikh, Christian, Jain, and Hindus are more in number, then they might If Hindus were given all the power, then they may kill all other religion, right? They are going to remove all this religion from the country. They made them to flee away. They made them to flee from the country, right? They make them to drove from country. That means they make them to get removed from the country. It may happen. That's why the power is being given to each and everybody equally. So there will be the religion should be separated from the state power or the power, right? It means that if the power will be given, it will be equal to all. Otherwise, let's separate the power with the religion. Every religion will live on its own. Power will be with the government. Power will be with the country only, with the constitution only, right? That's why the power is separated, or we separate power with the religion. Clear? Understood? If the power will be mixed with the religion, obviously it can't run the democratic country in a smooth manner, right? That's why separate this power with the religion. Religion will be in one hand, power will be in another. We can't mix the power with the religion. That if he is a Hindu, he will be given the power. If he is a Muslim, he can't be given the power. No, that's why power is different and religion will be separated. Okay, they will be different. Clear? Now, according to Constitution, a secular state ensured. These are the features of secular state. India is a secular state, right? It does not make any difference in between the religion of the people, right? So, secular state ensures, it guarantees, okay, that one religious community does not dominate other. One religious community should not dominate other. If you are a Muslim, you can't dominate over Sikh. If you are a Muslim, you can't dominate over Christians. You can't make use of your power over others. Right? This is the meaning. One religious community does not dominate over other. Also, some members do not dominate other members of the same religious community. At the same time, you should also do not dominate yourself to the over other members of the same community. If he is a Shia, his another caste community will be Sunni. The Shias can't dominate over the Sunnis. Okay, Muslims are divided into two sects, Shia and Sunni, right? So, Shia also can't dominate over the Sunnis. If inside the Hindus also someone are Brahmins, someone are Kshatriyas, so Brahmins can't dominate over Kshatriyas, or Kshatriyas can't dominate over Brahmins, right? So this is the thing. The members of the community should not dominate over others member of the same community. This is also the thing, right? Yes. Moreover, this is also an implication. This is also been applied that the Indian state is not ruled by religious group. Mind you, in our country we are not ruled by religious group. Okay. For example, if someone is Muslim, there is no rule stating that a Muslim can't become the Prime Minister of our country. If person is Christian, it's nowhere written that he can't become the Prime Minister of our country, right? So this implies that the state or the country is not ruled by Indian religious group, right? And nor does it support any one religion. It cannot support any one religion. Okay, the Indian state is not ruled by religious group. Any of the state also, here the state means state only. The Indian states, Maharashtra, or you can say West Bengal, or you can say Odisha, or anywhere if you will go, it is not ruled by religious group. You can't listen that Muslims are taking care of that state, Hindus are taking care of this state. Okay, so Indian state is not ruled by religious group, and nor does it support any one religion. It cannot make any difference, it cannot support any one religion, right? How Indian secularism different from that of other democratic countries? Now, how our country secularism is different from different countries? Though other countries also follow the secularism, but in our country there is certain thing, there are certain rules which are different in comparison to another country. As for example, in Indian secularism, the state can intervene in religious affairs. Our country's constitution have the right of interfering in religious affairs. If there will be a war, if there will be a riot with Hindus and Muslims, obviously Indian government will come to intervene, will come to affect the issue. Okay, it came into being to stop the riot, to stop the war between the religious group. Okay, in other countries there might be this rule, there may not be this rule, but in our country, if there will be war between religious people, the government will intervene. The government have the right, the constitution have the right of intervening, of objecting, of coming in between, of affecting the matter. Clear? Moreover, the Indian constitution guarantees, gives fundamental rights that are based on these secular principles. Based on secular principles, our Indian constitution has given fundamental rights, right? Yes, those fundamental rights were given to protect your religion and not to misuse your power. Clear? So it is the Indian constitution that gives, that guarantees the fundamental rights based on secular principles, or fundamental rights are being given by the constitution of our country to safeguard our religion as well as not to misuse our power. Okay? Yes. Now, because this is the only brief chapter, okay, very small chapter it is. These are some of your homeworks, you should note it down. Define freedom to interpret, you have to define freedom to interpret, as well as what is secularism, you have to define what is secularism. Okay? Later on also I will give you the homeworks. These are the question answers of your textbook. The first question says, list the different types of religious practice. You have to give the religious practices. Religious practices, someone prays like this, someone prays like that, right? So different types of religious practice that you find in your neighborhood, you have to see, you have to observe the religious practices in the neighborhood. This could be different forms of prayer, right? Forms of prayer of different people are different. Worship of different god, they may worship different gods. Sacred site, that means for pilgrimage, if they go, they may go Haridwar, Kasi, somebody visits Mecca, Medina, somebody visits Golden Temple of Amritsar, right? So sacred sites are also different kind of religious music is also there, singing are also different. So does this indicate freedom of religious practice? You have to first list the different types of religious practices, right? These are the list of different practices. You can also write from your own side. Relaxing question, very relaxing, right? A Muslim prays with open hands, isn't it? Whereas Hindu prays with folded hands. First difference, right? Moreover, Hindu goes to temple, Muslim goes to mosque, Christian goes to church, right? Christian goes to church, Christian to church, right? So these are the differences, right? Moreover, Hindu keeps fast for giving devotion or for showing devotion, dedication towards the God, they used to keep fast, right? They can't eat for whole day. Muslims keep roza, right? So these are different customs, traditions. Hindus worship with incense sticks, agarbatti, right? Hindus worship with incense sticks, with agarbatti, whereas Christians with candles, isn't it? So these are the some of the different practices. You can also write many differences from your own side. Okay, Hindus pray facing east direction, Muslim prays facing west direction. So there are different customs, right? So this is a relaxing question. Moreover, does this indicate freedom of religious practice? Does this shows freedom of religious practices? Yes, all indicate freedom of religious practices. We are free in every manner. That's why some shows incense sticks, some candles, some wear different costume during prayer, some wear different costumes. So we all have a freedom of religious practice. Okay, clear? This is a relaxing question here. It is very easy. Now second question states, will the government intervene, will the government will affect the matter if some religious group says that their religion allows them to practice infanticide? The term infanticide means killing a newborn baby, killing a baby inside the womb of a mother, inside the uterus of a mother. Okay, so if some religion says that we have the right of killing the baby inside the womb of a mother, will that be intervened by government? This is the question, right? The government in any democratic nation would intervene if some religious group says that their religion allows them to practice infanticide. Infant means small baby, infanticide to kill small baby inside the womb, right? So yes, the government intervene or they will affect the matter, they will come in between if religious group says that their religion allows them to practice infanticide. It's a crime, right? As why it will intervene, give reason for your answer. Why the government intervene? It's a personal wish. If I want to keep my baby, I can. If I don't, I won't. No, they can't kill all the babies. Why? It is posing obstacle, it is a hindrance to one of the fundamental right. This is also a fundamental right, dear, right to life. It's a fundamental right, right to life. You can't kill all the person, you can't kill a baby inside the womb. Okay? You can't kill every baby inside the womb. Our religion allows it. No, this is not the thing. Okay? So it is posing obstacle to one of the fundamental right, and that right is right to life. Understood? It is involved with killing of an innocent. Innocent means one who don't know anything. So because it is involved, it is engaged with killing of an innocent, which is not acceptable. It is not acceptable, killing an innocent. Okay, that's why the government in this case interfere by coercion, by force. Clear? Yes, because it is posing obstacle, it is posing hindrance to what? To a fundamental right, that is right to life. That's why the government has the right to intervene in this matter. Clear? I think you will be clear with this answer. Now note down your homeworks here. Okay? This is the homework. Define freedom to interpret and what is secularism. You have to note down the homework. rest of the questions I am going to discuss in my next part. Okay, till then, so have a nice day, have a wonderful day, stay well with your family, with your parents. Okay, so till the next time we are going to meet, it's a bye from my side. Bye.